is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Monday the 23rd. And today the moon moves into Capricorn, so our emotions kind of get grounded. We also have a wonderful, glorious Earth trine right now, so your emotions are probably going to deeply desire to kind of align with the Earth trine. If you're in a really high vibration, you're kind of picking up on the right energy. I think that some of you are going to love, you're just going to be super focused. You're going to be very task oriented. You're going to be very goal oriented in this energy. Emotionally, that may motivate you to kind of focus a little bit for some of you that are caught in this really beautiful high vibration. Now, the positive vibration is that Venus in Taurus is going to be conjunct with the Sun in Gemini. And, you know, that's a really beautiful energy. You know, anytime our desire aligns with the planet that produces pleasurable results, really honestly, what we deeply desire has the ability to manifest, you know, its fullest potential. So it has the ability to align us with really positive relationships. It has the ability to align us with just a more fun-loving, optimistic. Gemini energy is super fun-loving, super optimistic, childlike, energetic, you know, and produce a lot of pleasurable results from that, like just on a very superficial level. Also, it makes you very shrewd, I think, with money or thinking things through. You know, Taurus was a shrewd energy. Mercury is still in Taurus. So what we're thinking about is our foundation is, you know, really securing our foundation and securing what we value. Like, we really want to be affirmed mentally. So I think that's when it's really desirable for you to apply logic and reason to what you desire and who you desire, because I think it's just a very well-rounded approach. And I think that that's why we can start to really align with the Earth trine energy, because that really just sets you up to just take a look at everything from, you know, a very long-range goal type oriented energy. So I think that this energy is all about attracting the right kind of attention. Now, it just depends on where you are at in your personal life, of course, and what you're desiring to attract. This energy, you have to desire it, like deeply desire what you want to attract. And if you deeply desire it easily, it's like bees to honey. Like, it's just such an easy energy to like get what we want in. I think because this is also like Venus in Taurus conjunct with the Sun in Gemini is sextiling Chiron. And then we have Neptune in Pisces is also sextiling Pluto. When you have Neptune in Pisces sextiling Pluto, there's a bit of ideology that's going on in your head as well. Now, I love that Saturn has really restricted what Neptune and Pisces energy likes to idealize. What it's idealizing is longevity, stability, and consistency. And then what you're really deeply attaching to is just building a strong, firm foundation. You're building a platform to really start to like erect some building blocks on at this point in your life. If you are in a great high vibration, this is some lovely, lovely energy. Lots of us have been waiting for this energy for quite some time. Does this mean that the people that are single aren't happy? No. It means that you could just be extremely grounded in yourself, in the relationship with self. You know, you've gained some wisdom, you know, you're really aligning with sources, you're attracting the right people in your life that's helping ground you. Some of you are doing some internal work that doesn't involve at this point in your life adding a significant partner. Perhaps you're establishing unions and bonds with people that are encouraging the stability. Remember who we attract in our lives, and I'm talking a lot about this because it's of course Venus, and Venus is all about attracting people, unions, bonds, partnerships, money. It's all about attracting what we desire at this present moment. And that can shift. And I believe that the shifting is all part of the the Gemini mindset, which is kind of taking a look at lots of different aspects about what we desire. You're not so I think for some of you, so deeply focused on one thing that you desire and it compels you at all possible moments. No, there's lots of things on the table to desire, right? There's a desire for pleasure. There's a desire for fun. There's a desire to be financially secure. There's a desire to be understood and at this point, you value deeply being understood. I mean, you have you've been really honed in on energy, and so for some of you, it's just like attracting that one relationship that, and it doesn't have to be a significant partner, but it can be a significant union and bond that pulls you forward and provides you some stability in the way that you think. I think that this is also the energy that will attract fated unions. Karmic destinies. This is twin flame energy to me. When I see that Chiron in Pisces is sextiling this conjunction, I believe it has a lot to do with healing those wounds, healing those deep wounds that we have. So for some of us, some of our deepest wounds are in relationships. We were on karmic journeys. We kept going on the same, like it just seemed like no matter who we attracted, it ended up the same way. I believe that we're moving away from that. We're not generating those relationships anymore, and it's significantly healing parts of us that have been damaged, I think, to the point to where we didn't think we would recover, but guess what? We fully recover in. So I believe that there is a potential to attract relationships that last for a very long time. I think if some of you want to increase your social circles, this is a very social energy. Gemini energy combined with Venus, that's a very social aspect. So for some of you that are wanting to expand your social circles, I don't know why I can't say, I always go social circles. I think that if you're working in a really high vibration, it's going to come to you easily. It's like all of a sudden you're just going to be doing your own thing and you're just going to attract some attention because you're just out there being a really positive, a beam of light, I think some of you are going to experience pleasure in attracting the recognition. Now, for some of you, it's like, I still don't want to add anybody to my life. I'm not ready. Like, I'm still, like here stuck. I believe what can deeply happen for some of you is it's just some form of recognition. This could be and some compensation. Venus is about money. It is well aspected for some of you. So I believe that this energy has the ability to create some substantial recognition that will get you on the road to being compensated to the value that you assess yourself as. Meaning, if you said that I should be making $25 an hour, I've been in the field for 10 years, and you know what? I'm in a job that's maybe making $15 an hour. I just can't seem to get a break. It's very easy if you start to focus on longevity and the earth trine. It's very easy to attract being well compensated, meaning sometimes it could just be somebody calling you out of the blue and saying, hey, I've got this position over here that has this potential. What do you think? So I believe that some of you are going to experience a feeling of affirmation. It's also very important in this energy is to be affirmed. Gemini energy is all about being recognized for the way that it thinks, the ability, the adaptability to be so open-minded in so many different areas, like, just that ability to kind of flip around, that I believe that some of you, what could happen is that it's going to be very easy for you to be able to say, well, I've been doing this for a very long time. Recognition, compensation, or the attraction level is not there. Some of you are going to easily adapt and move in a different direction because you see that the life path that you're currently on is no longer the way that you need to go. All in all, this is about attracting consistency, longevity, and stability in your life. I love that Gemini energy is grounded. Gemini energy, when it is just blowing around, it can blow in 1,000 different directions and have it can be directionless. What I love about this Earth trine, at the same time we're being heavily influenced by some Gemini energy. As we move forward, Venus is going to go into Gemini. What's very, I think, very, very predominant and very, very astounding is that this big Earth trine is out there really sucking these situations to you, attracting these situations to you that provide you consistency and longevity. There is a significant amount of energy in a negative source, however, the lower vibration of energy. So I definitely have to go into that with you. It's going to go on for a couple of days, so it's super important to cover it on Monday. But, you know, Mercury in Taurus is going to be quincunxing Saturn. And Saturn's still in retrograde, and Neptune is still squaring off with Saturn. Saturn is playing a significant role in trying to jolt you out of some karmic past that no longer serve you. You cannot idealize. You have to be extremely realistic. That is really honestly what Earth trine energy is all about, is opening your eyes and being very, not idealistic, but very, very goal-oriented, very regimented, and very realistic about what you want. So some of you may find that you are resisting some realizations that Mercury going direct brought forth. So here's what happens. We were contemplating energy in the past. And what it revealed to us, some of us still resist that lesson. And it's easy to do because we're trying to refuse to see what is being obviously pointed out to us, the direction we need to go, because maybe it's not as ideal of a direction as maybe, you know, something in your past. Maybe something in your past was just so idyllic. It never manifested, but it was so idyllic that that's where your bar is set. And some of you, it's like, well, the reality check is your bar's here. Okay, your bar's here, it's consistency, it's longevity. It's not a super big high, but it's not a super big low either. It's consistent. It's a consistent source of positive energy if you choose it. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part, is reassessing what we value, right? Because sometimes when we reassess what we value, then we realize that we've aligned with the wrong types of values. Right? Some of that was programmed into us. And unfortunately, that's a longer process to work through. So I think it may be difficult to control the thoughts that stimulate some of your automatic programming and responses. Still, we're on automated pilot. Look, just because we have realizations doesn't mean like overnight we can change these realizations. Of course we can't. It requires us to acknowledge and validate the realization. And then it requires us to assume that we need to change the path we're going in, right? We need to validate doing that. We need to value it enough to do it. And then we need to set up rituals and routines that go in a different direction that feels like it's going against the grain. So for some of us, it's like we feel out of control, maybe going in the direction that Saturn's trying to show you to go in, because what Saturn's trying to do is to teach you a new concept, a new way of doing things. And it will get your life in control. But at first, this realization feels somewhat out of control, I think, because it's doing something different. You know, it's not repeating a cycle that we have grown very accustomed to, and that there's some sort of dysfunctional comfort in the fact that we have been living in that state. It's like the dysfunction becomes our normal. And so when we're being asked to reroute, it's like, well, that is definitely not as comfortable as where I was before because it's all new. But that will bring you longevity and stability. But it's just very difficult to feel. I'm talking about feeling. I'm talking about the conversations that you mentally have deep down the conversation that you have with yourself on a day-to-day basis about having to walk this path and to be absolutely realistic, and it can be very revealing. I have to be honest. So, you know, you have to accept that you have no control over your repetitive cycles, because much of what you were doing was an automated reaction. The word reaction is so key this week. What you react to, Gemini energy, can drastically change the way that each and every day goes the rest of this week. In fact, probably for this entire transit, when we start dropping into Gemini energy, because we can either choose to be extreme and go out of control and choose to see the negative in everything, the dark, moody little twin, or we can see the light, little optimistic twin that sees like, wow, adventure, news, something exciting, something stimulating. I'm going to go over, you know, I'm going to go over here because this really excites me. So we can choose whichever twin we choose. And it's a choice here. We're always in choice. Yes, we're predestined to walk some fated paths, and we veer off all the time because we're headstrong and we don't want to listen to where we're being guided to listen to. We're going to be dealing with this energy. I will definitely talk more about it to try to keep you on the right path. Remember, what we're trying to do is stay away from extremes in energy. We're trying to attach to this powerful earth trine. We're trying to align at the time it's asking us to align with grounding energy, stability, and consistency. Extremes offer none of those things. So if our automated pilot is, that person pissed me off, I'm going to hyper react to it, I bet you Saturn at this point is throwing up an obstacle, and you're getting a lot of negative input. You're being asked to change those things that you're doing. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.